A $2 million budget on the west side sounds like it should give you clarity. Then you start looking at Santa Monica, Venice, Playa Vista, and Culver City, and suddenly that same number starts acting like 4 different budgets. That's where buyers get surprised. Not because $2 million is weak, it's a serious budget. The problem is that on the west side, price alone does not tell you what kind of home you are actually getting. In one area, that money may be buying location more than space. A few minutes away, the same budget could shift toward condition, parking, or a more functional layout. Move the search again, and the home may feel newer or easier to maintain. But the neighborhood experience changes with it. So this video is not about which west side area is best. That question is too broad. The real question is where a $2 million budget performs best for the way you actually want to live. Because at this price point, the biggest mistake is assuming the number solves the decision for you. It does not. You still have to choose between location, property type, monthly cost, condition, parking, outdoor space, HOA comfort, and how much responsibility you want after closing. And if you do not make those choices intentionally, the market will make them for you. So today, we're going to look at what a $2 million buyer should understand before comparing Santa Monica, Venice, Playa Vista, and Culver City. Not from a fantasy version of the search, from the real version. What does the money actually buy? Where can it feel stretched? Which trade-offs are worth considering? And when does a home look good online but stop making sense once you think about daily ownership? If you are already searching around this budget, comment which area you keep coming back to right now. I want to know whether your first instinct is Santa Monica, Venice, Playa Vista, Culver City, or somewhere else on the west side. Let's start with the expectation. A lot of buyers hear $2 million and assume they are entering the easy part of the market. That assumption can cause problems. On the west side, $2 million can absolutely open doors, but it does not automatically remove trade-offs. The home may still need updates. The outdoor space may be smaller than expected. A condo or townhome could make more sense than forcing a single-family home. Monthly costs can change quickly once HOA dues, insurance, taxes, and maintenance are included. Parking may still deserve a very serious conversation. That's the part people do not always expect. The budget may be strong, but the west side is still going to ask what matters most. If you want the most desirable location, you may need to be flexible on size or property type. A buyer who prioritizes newer condition may end up looking in a different pocket than originally planned. Someone who wants more privacy may need to accept more maintenance, an older home, or a location shift. That's why I would not start the search by asking, where can I get the most house? That question sounds logical, but it can lead you in the wrong direction. The better starting point is, what do I need this budget to solve? Maybe you need an easier daily routine. Maybe location is the whole point. Perhaps a newer home would make your life less stressful. Parking, storage, outdoor space, low maintenance, and long-term flexibility all matter differently depending on the buyer. That's where the search gets clearer. You stop treating $2 million like a magic number and start treating it like a tool. Now, let's talk about Santa Monica. This is where buyers can get very emotionally attached, and I understand why. Santa Monica has a pull that is easy to feel in person. The coast is close, certain areas are walkable, and the lifestyle can feel very connected to why people want the west side in the first place. At $2 million though, Santa Monica still asks for discipline. A buyer may find a strong condo, a townhome, or a smaller single-family option depending on timing, condition, and exact location. The home itself may not check every box just because the budget sounds high. That's not a failure. It's how the area works. In Santa Monica, part of what you are buying is access. You may be paying for proximity to the coast, restaurants, shops, outdoor space, and a location that many buyers recognize immediately. That can be worth it when the lifestyle is truly part of your normal routine. If you'll use the area constantly, the premium may feel logical. Someone who walks near the water, spends time outside, meets people nearby, and wants that coastal rhythm built into the week may see the value clearly. The calculation changes when the coast is more of an idea than a habit. A buyer who rarely uses the location may start feeling like too much of the budget went towards something that does not improve daily life. So the Santa Monica question is not, do I like Santa Monica? Most buyers do. The better question is whether the home you can buy there feels right for the money after the coastal appeal is removed from the equation. Would the size still work? Does the parking setup make sense? Are you comfortable with the HOA if you are looking at a condo? Can you handle the age, condition, or updates that may come with the property? Does the monthly payment feel comfortable once the full ownership cost is included? That's the honest test. Santa Monica can be an excellent choice when location is the priority and the trade-off matches your actual life. It becomes frustrating when buyers expect the budget to buy every piece of the dream at once. Now, Venice needs a different lens. A $2 million search in Venice can feel exciting because the homes often have more personality. You may see interesting design, unique layouts, outdoor spaces, or properties that feel less predictable than what shows up in more polished areas. That individuality is part of the attraction. It's also why buyers need to slow down. Venice is not a place where I would make a decision based only on the interior photos. The exact pocket matters too much. A home can look beautiful online, but the surrounding block, parking setup, noise, condition, and street feel can change the entire ownership experience. That does not mean Venice is risky by default. It means Venice rewards careful evaluation. At this budget, buyers should be asking more specific questions. Does this property feel strong beyond the style? How does the street function during a normal week? Will the parking be easy enough to live with? Is the layout practical, or does it only photograph well? Would the outdoor space actually be useful? How much work will the home need after closing? Those details matter because Venice can create a strong emotional reaction. A buyer may love the design, the energy, and the neighborhood identity, then realize later that the day-to-day setup does not match what they wanted. Another buyer may walk into the same type of environment and feel completely at home. Both outcomes are possible. That's why the focus should not be whether Venice is good or bad. The focus should be fit. A $2 million buyer considering Venice needs to evaluate the home, the block, and the lifestyle as one package. You are not only buying character, you're buying the way that the character shows up every day. Playa Vista brings a completely different budget conversation. Here, the question is less about coastal prestige or block by block character and more about ease. A $2 million buyer may find newer condos, townhome style options, amenities, cleaner layouts, parks, restaurants, and a more organized daily setup. That can be incredibly appealing, especially if the rest of the Westside search has started to feel complicated. Playa Vista can make the home search feel more understandable because the environment is more planned. The buildings may feel newer. Amenities can be part of the value. Parking and layout may feel more straightforward depending on the property. Errands, fitness, outdoor space, and daily convenience may be easier to picture. For some buyers, that's exactly what they want. Convenience is not boring when you're the one living with the decision every day. A smoother routine can matter more than a famous neighborhood name. The trade-off is that Playa Vista may not deliver the same kind of older character, beach identity, or unpredictable city texture that other Westside areas offer. That's not a negative. It's the exchange. A buyer should decide whether the structure feels calming or limiting. Would the amenities actually get used? Does newer housing matter more than neighborhood character? Are you choosing this area because it makes daily life easier or because you are avoiding the harder work of comparing other options? That last question is worth asking. Playa Vista can be a smart fit when the lifestyle matches your real priorities. It should not be chosen only because the search feels simpler there. Culver City brings the budget back to function. A $2 million buyer looking here may be thinking less about being right by the ocean and more about how the week actually works. That can include restaurants, entertainment, commute patterns, errands, access to other parts of LA, parking, and the type of home available at the time. Culver City has become compelling because it can give buyers a practical Westside lifestyle without making the beach the center of the decision. That matters when someone likes coastal areas but does not actually need coastal access every day. If the beach is occasional, paying heavily for it may not be the best use of the budget. A buyer whose routine is built around work routes, restaurants, errands, and staying connected to multiple parts of the city may find Culver City more useful than expected. At $2 million, the search can include different property types depending on inventory, condition, and exact location. A condo may offer access and lower maintenance. A townhome might provide more function or separation. Single-family homes may be possible, though the buyer still has to evaluate condition, updates, lot size, parking, and future maintenance. That range is one reason Culver City belongs in this conversation. It may give buyers more ways to think about ownership than a search that is locked into one property type from the beginning. That doesn't mean Culver City is easy. Competition can still be strong. Pricing may surprise buyers who expected a major discount compared with more coastal neighborhoods. Certain homes will still need updates, and the exact pocket can change the feel of the area. But the value may come from something different. A home here can make sense because it supports daily life. That may not sound as exciting as ocean views or a famous neighborhood name, but it can matter more after you actually move in. Now, around this point, I want you to think about your own search. If you had $2 million to spend on the Westside, what would you want that money to solve first? Would it be location, property type, condition, parking, outdoor space, low maintenance, a better commute? Comment your answer, because that one priority can completely change which area makes the most sense. Now, let's talk about the real comparison buyers should make. Not neighborhood versus neighborhood, budget performance versus lifestyle fit. That means asking where the money creates the most useful outcome for you. A smaller home in Santa Monica may be the right answer if the location will genuinely shape your life. Venice could be worth it when the property and exact block support the character you want without creating daily friction. Playa Vista may win when newer housing, amenities, and easier routines matter more than older charm. Culver City can become the strongest choice if access, restaurants, housing variety, and daily function are higher priorities than coastal identity. Those are different buying decisions. They're not just different neighborhoods. This is why $2 million can feel exciting in one area and feel disappointing in another. The budget only works when it matches the job you gave it. If you expected Santa Monica to give you space, condition, parking, and the perfect coastal location all at once, the market may feel frustrating. A buyer expecting Venice to be simple may get surprised by how much the exact pocket matters. Someone who wants character may find Playa Vista too planned, even if the home itself checks a lot of boxes. Culver City may not satisfy a buyer whose heart is set on daily beach access, no matter how practical the area feels. That's why clarity matters before you start touring. You need to know which compromise you can live with. Now, let's look at property type, because this is where the $2 million conversation can shift quickly. Some buyers assume this budget should automatically mean a single family home. The Westside does not always work that neatly. A condo can be the stronger choice if it gives you the area, condition, amenities, and lower maintenance lifestyle you want. Townhomes may offer more room, parking, or separation without the full responsibility of a detached property. A single-family home can bring privacy, control, and long-term flexibility, but it may also require more maintenance, repairs, insurance planning, and cash reserves after closing. None of these categories is automatically better. The best choice depends on how you want to own. A beautiful condo in a well-run building may create a better life than a house that stretches the budget and needs constant work. A townhome with a functional layout can feel more comfortable than a detached home that technically checks the box but creates stress. Someone who values privacy above everything may gladly take on the added responsibility of a single-family home. That's the kind of honest thinking this price point requires. Do not buy the property type you think you are supposed to want. Buy the one that supports your actual life. Now, let's talk about monthly costs, because this is where buyers need to be careful. The sale price is only part of the story. HOA dues, taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, repairs, reserves, and future updates all affect how the home feels after closing. That matters a lot in a market where condos and townhomes may be serious contenders. A lower purchase price with a higher HOA can feel different once you calculate the full monthly payment. A detached home without HOA dues may still require more cash for repairs, landscaping, insurance, and long-term upkeep. A newer property may feel easier upfront, but the building, reserves, rules, and ongoing costs still need to be reviewed. The question is not just whether you can buy the home. You need to know whether you can own it comfortably. That difference protects buyers from getting into a property that looks right but feels stressful later. And at $2 million, feeling stretched is still possible. A bigger budget does not remove the need for discipline. It just raises the stakes of making the wrong decision. Now, let's talk about resale without turning this into a spreadsheet. Every buyer should care about future marketability, even if they plan to live in the home for a while. Strong location can help. Functional layout matters. Parking is important. Building health matters with condos and townhomes. Condition affects how future buyers respond. Outdoor space, storage, Natural light, noise, and street feel can all influence how a home performs later. That does not mean you should buy only for resale. You still have to live there. But a home should make sense to you now and remain understandable to the next buyer later. That balance is important. A highly personal property may be exciting, but it needs enough practical strength to support the purchase. A simpler home in a strong location may age better than something that photographs beautifully but lives awkwardly. This is where a good buyer strategy matters. You want the home to fit your life without ignoring how someone else may view it down the road. Now, let's bring this back to the 4 areas. Santa Monica may be right if the coastal lifestyle is worth the premium and the available property type still works for your life. Venice can make sense when you value character and are willing to be precise about the exact location. Playa Vista may be the stronger choice if convenience, newer housing, amenities, and a more structured environment matter most. Culver City deserves attention when you want Westside access, restaurants, practical movement, and a home base that supports a normal week. The right answer depends on what you want the $2 million to do. That's the main takeaway. Do not spend the budget on a neighborhood name if the property does not fit. Avoid chasing more space if the location makes your routine harder. Be careful about choosing newer and easier if you will miss character or coastal energy. Think twice before forcing a single-family home if the maintenance will make the purchase feel stressful. Every option has a trade-off. The goal is to choose the one that still feels worth it after the first few months. Because the real mistake is not buying in the wrong neighborhood according to someone else. The real mistake is buying a home that does not match how you live. So if you're comparing Santa Monica, Venice, Playa Vista, Culver City, or nearby Westside areas with a $2 million budget, reach out and we can talk through what your money may realistically buy, which trade-offs make sense, and where your search should actually begin. If you want more honest Los Angeles real estate and neighborhood guidance, subscribe to the channel. I'll keep breaking down what buyers need to understand before making a move here. And comment below which 2 areas you would want me to compare next, because the right follow-up may be a deeper breakdown between the neighborhood you are actually stuck on.